Hey, 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 welcome back to the Deep Dive English Podcast. I'm Hallie.
And I'm Matt, and okay, I have to say, today I am very excited about our topic because it's something that I genuinely think about a lot, like in real life.
Oh, really? More than usual?
Yeah. Okay, so I was at this work event last week, one of those things where you walk in and there's like 40 people you don't really know, and there's a table with snacks in the corner, and everyone's kind of hovering.
Oh, no. Yes, I know that feeling. The hover zone.
The hover zone, exactly. And I just stood there for like a full 2 minutes eating a tiny cracker alone, pretending to check my phone.
Okay, I've done that. I think everyone has done that.
Right? And then someone finally came up to me and said, "Hey, how do you know the host?" And suddenly we talked for like 40 minutes.
Wow, one question, 40 minutes.
One question, 40 minutes. And that's kind of what today's episode is all about. Because that moment, that first question, that little opening, that is small talk. And it is a skill, a learnable skill.
It really is. And if you're learning English, whether you're B1, B2, wherever you are, this is honestly one of the most useful things we can talk about because small talk happens everywhere, at work, at school, at parties, on public transport, in a waiting room.
Basically, anywhere two humans are forced to be near each other.
Exactly. So today, we're going to go deep on this. We've got strategies from researcher Gretchen Rubin, new ideas from the Small Talk Playbook, a vocabulary section, and a listener challenge at the end.
It's going to be a good one. Let's dive in.
Okay, so first things first. What actually is small talk? Because I think a lot of people have a negative idea of it. Like it's fake, it's superficial, it's boring.
Yeah, totally. There's this idea that small talk is the opposite of real conversation, like it doesn't matter.
But here's the thing, and this is something the research actually supports, small talk is not the destination. It's the bridge. It's how you get from stranger to person I know, and you can't skip the bridge.
Ooh, I like that. The bridge.
Think about it like this. Imagine you're going on a road trip. You have a destination, let's say a deep, meaningful friendship, a great working relationship, a connection. But you don't start the car and immediately arrive. You have to drive, and small talk is the first few miles of the road.
That's a really good way to put it. And I think what trips people up, especially language learners, is they feel like they have to be funny or interesting or impressive in those first few miles.
Yes, and that pressure makes everything worse. You freeze, you overthink, you say nothing.
So, what's the alternative?
The alternative is to shift the focus. Instead of thinking, how do I seem interesting, think, how do I make this person feel comfortable? Because small talk isn't about being interesting, it's about being interested.
That's such a good reframe, and it takes all the pressure off you.
Exactly. You're not performing, you're connecting. And that shift in mindset, that's where it all starts.
All right, so we've got the mindset. Now let's get into the actual strategies because we've got a lot of them today.
We do. 13 strategies total, 9 from Gretchen Rubin's research and 4 brand new ones from the Small Talk Playbook. Let's go.
Okay, strategy number 1, and this is a classic. Comment on something you're both experiencing right now, the shared environment.
Right, so if you're at an event, you comment on the event. If you're waiting in a queue, you comment on the queue. If it's raining outside and you both just walked in soaking wet, you comment on the rain.
Ha, yes. Can you believe this weather is literally the most classic small talk opener in English?
It really is, and the reason it works is because it's common ground. You're both experiencing the same thing at the same time. There's no awkwardness about whether the topic is relevant. It obviously is.
And the key rule here is keep it positive or at least neutral. Don't start by complaining. Even if the weather is terrible, don't open with, "Ugh, I hate this." Try something like, "Wow, quite a day out there, huh?"
Right, you want to invite a response, not close the conversation down. The goal is to open a door.
Strategy 2, prepare before you go. This one's especially useful for introverts or for people who get nervous at social events.
So the idea is simple. Before you go to a party, a work event, a networking thing, spend 5 minutes checking the news. Not for anything heavy or political, just something light and interesting that's happening in the world.
Yeah, because when the conversation hits a lull, and it will, you have something to pull out. Like, oh, did you see that thing about the giant squid they found? Or whatever.
Giant squid. That would actually be a great conversation starter.
Right? Suddenly everyone's talking. The point is, having a couple of topics in your back pocket makes you feel less vulnerable, less likely to freeze.
And as an English learner, this is doubly useful because you've also had time to think about the vocabulary you might need. You're not improvising completely from zero.
Okay, strategy 3, and this is one of my all-time favorites. Instead of asking, what do you do, which is the default question everyone asks, try asking, what are you working on these days?
Oh, this one is so good because what do you do puts people in a box. It assumes their identity is their job, and for a lot of people, that's a complicated question. Maybe they're between jobs. Maybe they don't like their job. Maybe their job is boring to talk about.
But what are you working on is open. It could be a work project, it could be learning a new skill, it could be renovating their kitchen, it could be writing a novel. The person gets to choose what they want to share.
And people light up when they talk about something they're genuinely engaged with, even if it's something small. That energy is contagious.
Exactly. And from a language learning perspective, this question also teaches you something really useful, the difference between asking about identity versus asking about activity. Who are you versus what are you doing? The second one is almost always more interesting.
Strategy 4, avoid dead-end questions. A dead-end question is one that can be answered in one word. Yes, no, fine, good.
So instead of, did you have a good weekend, which gets you, yeah, pretty good, you ask, what was the highlight of your weekend?
Right, that question forces a real answer. The person has to think, they have to choose something, and when they choose something, they're telling you what matters to them.
And then you follow up on that. Like if they say, oh, I went to this amazing farmer's market, don't just go, oh, cool. Ask, what did you get? Do you go often? Is there a good one near you?
Yes, follow the thread. That's the key. Small talk isn't one question and done. It's a series of small steps, each one building on the last, like climbing a staircase.
The staircase of conversation. I like it.
Strategy 5, ask about what they read, watch, or listen to. This is a Gretchen Rubin recommendation, and it's brilliant because it reveals someone's inner world without feeling intrusive.
Right, like asking, what's on your reading list right now? Or have you been watching anything good? Tells you so much about a person, their interests, their taste, their sense of humor.
And it's a great equalizer because it doesn't matter what job you have or where you're from. Everyone watches something. Everyone listens to something. Even if they say, honestly, I've been too busy to watch anything. That's still a conversation.
Yeah. Oh, really? Why? What's been going on? And off you go.
Exactly. The other great thing about this question is it often uncovers what Gretchen Rubin calls hidden passions, things people love but don't usually get to talk about, like someone who's really into competitive chess or someone who collects vintage maps. Those conversations are the ones people actually remember.
Strategy 6. Match the other person's energy. This is huge, and it's something that people don't always think about consciously.
So basically, read the room and then mirror it. If the other person is warm and jokey and laughing a lot, you can be warm and jokey too. If they're more quiet and thoughtful, dial it back. Don't be a firework when they're trying to be a candle.
I love that. Firework versus candle.
And this is actually something that the Small Talk Playbook goes deeper on. It's called mirroring. And it's not just about energy. It's also about body language. If someone leans in slightly, you lean in slightly. If they slow down their speech, you slow yours down too. It creates a subconscious feeling of being in sync.
Right, and people can't always explain why they felt comfortable with someone. They just say, oh, we clicked. But a lot of the time, clicking is actually just this, both people mirroring each other naturally.
Exactly. And the good news is, once you're aware of it, you can do it intentionally. You can choose to match someone's pace. You can choose to soften your posture if they look nervous. It's a skill.
Okay, strategy 7. Don't be afraid to ask something a little unexpected. This sounds scary, but hear us out.
Right. So Gretchen Rubin talks about this. Sometimes the most memorable conversations come from a question that breaks the script a little. Something slightly more original than, "So, where are you from?"
For example, if you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would you go? Or what's something you've changed your mind about recently? Or even, what's the best thing that happened to you this week?
And the thing is, people love these questions because they're so used to the same small talk script that when someone asks something real, they sit up, they get interested, they think, "Oh, this is a good conversation."
And here's the important thing to note for English learners especially. You don't have to be super creative with these questions right away. You can have a couple prepared, a couple that feel natural to you, and just keep those in your toolkit.
Yes, because the goal isn't to be a professional conversationalist. The goal is to be present and curious, and a prepared question that feels genuine is way better than a generic question delivered on autopilot. Strategy 8, follow the hints. This one is all about listening.
So when someone is talking, they often drop little signals about what they actually want to talk about, little hints. And most people miss them because they're too focused on what they're going to say next.
Right. Like if someone says, "Yeah, I've just been really busy lately." That's a hint. They want you to ask what's been going on. Or if they say, "Oh, it's actually been kind of a weird week." That's an invitation. They're testing the water to see if you'll bite.
And the magic response is simple. Just be curious. "Oh, really? What happened?" Or, "What do you mean by weird?" That's it. You don't need a clever response. You just need to show you're paying attention.
And this is actually a huge thing for English learners because sometimes the pressure to produce language makes you forget to listen. But listening is doing something. Active listening is a skill. And when you do it well, people feel it.
They feel heard. And feeling heard is one of the best things a person can experience in a conversation. It builds trust incredibly fast.
Strategy 9. Don't dominate the conversation with your own favorite topics. This is one that I think we've all been guilty of at some point.
Oh, for sure. And you get excited about something and you just go. You're off.
Right. And the other person is just nodding along, maybe looking for an exit. So the rule is, even if a topic comes up that you absolutely love, share a little, maybe 30 seconds, and then hand it back. Ask them something. "What about you? Have you ever tried it?" Or, "I'd love to know what you think about that."
It keeps the energy balanced and it shows you actually care about the other person's perspective, not just your own enthusiasm.
Exactly. And here's a good self-check. If you've been talking for more than a minute without a question, it's time to pass the ball. Okay, so those were the 9 strategies from Gretchen Rubin's research. Let's just do a super quick lightning recap before we move on, yeah?
Let's do it. Hit me.
1. Comment on the shared environment. 2. Prepare some topics before events. 3. Ask what they're working on. 4. Avoid dead-end questions. 5. Ask about what they read or watch. 6. Match their energy. 7. Ask something a little unexpected. 8. Follow the hints they drop. 9. Don't monopolize with your own topics.
Perfect. And now we're going into 4 brand new strategies from the Small Talk Playbook, which goes even deeper into the nonverbal and emotional side of connection. These are really good. All right, now we're moving into the brand new strategies from the Small Talk Playbook. And strategy 10 is about body language. Because here's the thing, small talk is not just words.
Oh, this is so important. Studies show that something like 55% of communication is nonverbal. Your face, your posture, your gestures, they're all talking even when your mouth isn't.
So, some key things. First, make eye contact. Not staring, that's creepy, but genuine, warm eye contact. It tells the other person, "I see you, I'm present, I'm interested."
Second, nod. It sounds simple, but nodding while someone speaks is incredibly powerful. It signals, "I'm following, keep going," and it actually encourages people to share more.
Third, open posture. Keep your arms uncrossed. Turn your body towards the person. Don't check your phone. These are all subconscious signals that you're open and engaged.
And fourth, smile. Genuinely. Not a fake customer service smile, a real one. Even in a difficult language situation, a warm smile communicates so much. It says, I'm friendly, I'm safe, you can relax around me.
For English learners, this is actually really empowering because even on days when you can't find the right words, your body language can do a lot of the heavy lifting.
Strategy 11. And this one is about something most people dread, silence, the awkward pause.
Yes, that moment when the conversation just stops. And you can hear the ambient noise of the room and everyone seems very far away.
That's so real. Okay, here's the thing. The small talk playbook has a really useful reframe for this. Silence is not a failure. It's a breath. Every conversation has pauses, and that's completely normal. The problem is when we panic and fill the silence with something random that takes the conversation nowhere.
Right, like suddenly talking about the weather again, even though you already talked about the weather.
Exactly. So instead, try this. When there's a pause, take a beat, take a breath, and then redirect by going deeper on something that was already said. Like, going back to what you said about your trip, what was the most unexpected thing about it?
That's so good. You're not starting over, you're going deeper. And going deeper almost always feels more interesting than changing the subject.
And for English learners, here's a bonus tip. It is completely okay to say, let me think about that for a second. Native speakers do this all the time. It makes you seem thoughtful, not slow. It actually builds respect.
Strategy 12 is one that might feel a little scary at first. It's about vulnerability, sharing something small and real about yourself.
So the small talk playbook talks about this a lot. The idea is that small talk doesn't have to be shallow. You can be genuine from the very first exchange. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is to share something a little personal, just a tiny bit, early in the conversation.
Not deep, dark secrets, obviously, but something honest. Like, I have to be honest, I'm a little nervous at these things. If you say that at a networking event, what happens?
Usually, the other person says, me too. And suddenly, you're both real humans instead of two people performing professionalism at each other.
Exactly. Or it could be something simple, like, I'm really bad at remembering names, so I'll probably ask you again later. Sorry in advance. That's vulnerable. It's honest, and it's disarming.
People respond to authenticity because everyone is slightly nervous in social situations. When someone admits it first, it gives everyone else permission to relax.
And for English learners, being honest about your language journey can actually be a great conversation starter too. I'm working on my English, so please be patient with me. People almost always respond to that with kindness and interest.
And strategy 13, the exit strategy. How to end a small talk conversation.
Oh, this is underrated because people focus so much on how to start conversations, but they forget that ending them well is just as important.
Right. A good exit leaves the other person feeling good. It doesn't feel like you're running away. It doesn't trail off awkwardly. It's clean and warm.
So the small talk playbook gives a simple formula. First, signal that you're wrapping up. Something like, well, I should go say hello to a couple of other people. This is a socially normal thing to say and no one is offended by it.
Second, make a genuine comment about the conversation. It was really great talking to you. I'm going to look up that book you mentioned. Or, I loved hearing about your trip. Sounds like an incredible experience.
And third, a warm close. Hope to see you again soon. Or enjoy the rest of the event. And then you go, confident, smiling, not apologizing.
And here's the thing about exiting well. It actually makes the whole conversation feel better in hindsight. The last thing that happens colors the memory of everything before it. So end well, and the whole conversation feels like a success.
Okay, that was a lot of great strategies. Now it's time for one of my favorite parts of the show, Vocabulary Corner.
Yes, so for English learners, this is the part where we slow down and really look at some key words from today's episode, words that you can use in real conversations.
We've got 7 words today. Let's go through them one by one.
Word number 1, rapport. R-A-P-P-O-R-T. Rapport. This is a noun. It means a friendly, harmonious relationship, a sense of connection and understanding between two people.
So you'd use it like, they built great rapport during the meeting, or I could tell there was instant rapport between them.
Rapport. Remember it. It's a beautiful word.
Word 2, awkward. A-W-K-W-A-R-D. Awkward. This is an adjective. It means causing embarrassment or discomfort, socially uncomfortable.
Like, there was an awkward silence, or it was a bit awkward at first, but then we started laughing. You've probably heard this word a lot. It comes up constantly in conversations about social situations.
Word 3, vulnerable. V-U-L-N-E-R-A-B-L-E. Vulnerable. Adjective. It means open to emotional risk, willing to show your real feelings, even though that can be scary.
So you might say, it takes courage to be vulnerable, or she was vulnerable enough to share her real feelings. In small talk, being a little vulnerable, honest and real, actually makes people trust you more.
Word 4, lull. L-U-L-L. Lull. This is a noun. A lull in a conversation is a temporary pause or quiet moment, a break where the talking slows down.
Example, there was a lull in the conversation, so I asked about her trip. You might also hear a lull in the storm or a lull in activity. It just means a temporary quiet.
Word 5, redirect. R-E-D-I-R-E-C-T. Redirect. Verb. To redirect means to change the direction of something. In a conversation, to steer it towards a different topic or to go deeper.
When the conversation got uncomfortable, she smoothly redirected to a lighter topic. Or he redirected the question back to her, which showed he was interested in her opinion.
Genuine. G-E-N-U-I-N-E. Genuine. Adjective. Real, authentic, not fake or performed.
Her interests seemed genuine. She asked really thoughtful questions. Or, the best small talk is genuine, not scripted. You want your curiosity and warmth to feel genuine. And the good news is, if you actually try to be interested in people, it usually is genuine.
And our final word, word 7, rapport. Wait, I already said that one. Ha.
Ha, you did. Okay, word 7, reciprocal. R-E-C-I-P-R-O-C-A-L. Reciprocal. Adjective, something that is mutual, given and received in equal amounts.
Good conversation is reciprocal. Both people give and take. Or the exchange was reciprocal. She asked about his life and he asked about hers.
So to recap our 7 words, rapport, awkward, vulnerable, lull, redirect, genuine, and reciprocal. All 7 of these are words you'll hear and use constantly in conversations about social situations and relationships. Take a note, practice them, use them.
All right, we are almost at the end of today's episode of the Deep Dive English podcast, but before we go, we have a listener challenge for you.
Yes, and this week's challenge is simple but powerful. This week, try starting one small talk conversation that you normally wouldn't. It could be with a colleague you've never really spoken to, someone in a lift, someone at the coffee shop.
And use one of the strategies from today, just one. Maybe you ask, what are you working on these days, instead of what do you do? Maybe you follow a hint someone drops. Maybe you give a genuine compliment and see where it goes.
And then, this is the important part, notice how it feels. Does it feel easier than you expected? Does the other person seem happy you started talking? Do you feel a tiny bit proud of yourself?
Because here's the truth. Most people are waiting for someone else to start. Most people would love a conversation. Most people are just as nervous as you are.
So you be the one to start. You open the door and see what happens.
We'd love to hear how it goes. You can reach us at The Deep Dive English on Instagram. Share your small talk story. Tell us what happened. We read everything.
And if you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend who's also working on their English. Or leave us a review. It really does make a huge difference for the podcast.
All right, that's it for today's episode of the Deep Dive English podcast. Thank you so much for spending this time with us.
You've been listening to Hailey and Matt, and we'll see you in the next one.
Keep learning, keep connecting. Bye for now.
Bye.